So in case you missed it, Corsair recently announced it was showing off their brand new RGB and component control ecosystem. Now they're calling this the Corsair iCUE Link Smart Component Ecosystem. So here on this channel, a lot of the videos that I've done have been on the Corsair RGB controllers and the RGB ecosystem as a whole with iCUE. Now I don't think this is going to immediately replace the Commander Core XT or the Commander Pro or anything like that. But I think over time, over the next year, I think we'll definitely going to see these all getting replaced. I've probably said it in my videos a number of times that it's probably time for Corsair to adopt a more modular type system, because one of the biggest complaints I see in the comments to some of the controllers here is that the cable management is just such a mess with Corsair. Now that's true to a certain extent, right? A lot of the manufacturers have the same problem. If you're going to be doing lighting, you just need to have two cables. Usually a lot of them go to a single cable per fan. But I just wanted to do this quick video, just give you a brief overview of what my opinion is of these new products coming out, because they kind of are expanding on this idea. Now I recently just released the thermal take video for the SWA Fan EX, which is a modular system from them. Lee, their fans have been out for a number of years. Really popular. That's been a really cool thing to mess around with. So Corsair's just taking this to a whole new level in that everything is going to be modular. Basically, you're going to have one controller and everything's just going to daisy chain off of that one controller. It looks like up to 14 devices is what they're publishing. So that means from your controller, it's going to be a single cable. You're going to go to your first fan, and then you can modular a number of different fans to that using these little connector pieces, which looks like just a little connector and maybe a little mounting lug. And then from that fan, you can use patch cables and you can patch in the next fan. You can patch in your AIO. Now the AIOs look like they're coming with a new little controller built in. Some of the information I saw looked like the power cable down to the pump actually runs down through the water lines itself. And so there's really very little cabling mess to the whole thing. And so this particular RGB controller looks like it's powered by a PCI Express power connector. So it's definitely got more ability to deliver power. Now, if you can do up to 14 devices there, that's pretty cool. It's going to cover most cases. Now, the controller itself looks like it's got two connections, so you can run two buses, for lack of a better term. But looks like it makes a USB-C connection back to your motherboard. That's how iCUE is going to see it. It looks like the controller itself is a magnetically attached controller. It's able to auto-detect all of your devices, which is really cool. Hopefully they can kind of simplify that whole setup process. Kind of just string it all together however you want, and boom, it just is working. One additional thing about the new QX fans is what it looks like they're introducing. Each of those has their own internal temperature sensor. It looks like probably along with the AIO. So I think you're going to get some additional abilities or some more comprehensive ability to manage temperatures within your PC case. Whether that'll be usable to you or not, I don't know, but it's kind of cool. If each fan comes with it. The only consideration, the only downside to that would be is what kind of cost does that add. Now, Corsair didn't release any prices for any of the new components coming out, but I did see some reviews and other videos where it was mentioned that there was going to be approximately a 10% increase, which is a downside, of course, because these are already very expensive fans. Like the LL120 fan kits, if you buy them at full retail price, are like $120. So if you add 10% on that, now it's not terrible, you add $10, $15 to that. But it takes an already expensive ecosystem and just is adding to it. Now, but if that gives you the added capability of cable management with only one cable, because really essentially coming back to the controller, theoretically, is just one single cable to control everything, RGB, fan power, and speed control. And really within the case, it's managed with just these little patch cables, so really can kind of simplify what you're doing. It's really kind of a cool system on its surface. Now obviously this is a proprietary system to Corsair, but I saw it mentioned in another video that Corsair was going to look at opening this up to other manufacturers, maybe on a licensing system. Now, I'll believe any of that when I see it. That would be really cool if the RGB industry could adopt some sort of standard. And if you could daisy chain any component together, that would be really cool. But that's going to be way down the road. And again, I'll believe any of that from Corsair when I see it. Unfortunately, what I don't see in this controller is like an RGB port. Now, we've been leveraging that port on the Core XT and the Lighting Node Pro to get non-Corsair RGB integrated into this system. That'll be disappointing if we don't have any ability to connect some of those legacy devices. That'll ruin our one conduit to do non-Corsair RGB. Now, it's always possible that there could be some adaptation of this cable and the signals and make some other new adapter cable. We'll have to kind of look at that. I guess if there was anything I was disappointed in is that there looks like there is a lack of an RGB port on here. That doesn't mean you can't use it as long as iCUE remains compatible with it. You can just stick in a Lighting Node Pro and you can get all of the non-Corsair RGB that you want. So I think there's still definitely ways to do it. So for now, it looks like there's a new line of fans coming out, an AIO, and there will be some water cooling components, like a couple of water blocks, some pumps and reservoirs and things like that coming out that'll work within this system. Now, the other thing that they mentioned on here was a new RGB lighting element called Time Warp. Now, what that is it's kind of a strobing effect. Basically, as the fan is spinning, you can strobe the lights on there to make it look like the fan is standing still. Now, Corsair is not the first ones to do this, of course. The other place that I've seen this is in the Wraith Spire heatsink from AMD, which is actually a Cooler Master product. But I've played around with that a lot, and that's actually been a really cool function. I had it kind of cycling through all the different strobe frequencies, and it would sometimes look like it was moving forward and backwards. It was actually a really cool function. So I'm kind of looking forward to that lighting effect across the whole gamut of your fans in the PC. That's really cool. I would like to know from you what you think about this new lighting setup. Is this going to change anything you're doing? You're going to run out and buy this stuff? Because personally, I don't see really a big need. If everything's set up in your PC and working and you like the way that it looks, there's no sense to go out and spend a whole lot of money on it. But for new builds and upgrades and things like that, this might be the way to go. But anyways, let me know in the comments below. Is this a system that you would consider upgrading to, or are you just going to wait for the next hardware refresh on your personal PC before you look at any of this kind of stuff? I would be interested in what your thoughts are. What videos do you want to see on this product when it comes out? Are there any questions you have? I'll have access to it when you guys do. So I will be late to the game getting any review videos done, but because Corsair is not sending me any free product on this. All right, well, that's going to do it for today. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Go to Corsair's website, look at some other videos online, check this product out. Anyways, that's going to do it for today. Thanks for watching.